Well, within the health reform, we get a CBO score, I guess, later this week, maybe today, who knows. And then we're one Republican short in the senator from Arizona. What is the Senate Majority Leader to do?
Well, I think he's got to hope that the score isn't too bad, but every score we've gotten has been pretty darn bad. And I think once that happens, Tom, that will give an excuse to some of the moderates to say, you know, I just can't go there. So I think even before McCain got sick, chances were only about 35%. Now I think chances are even less.
Greg, is time the enemy here? Does it get harder the longer this process unfolds?
Absolutely, Guy. And here's what the problem is. You've got a big budget fight coming right after Labor Day, and you've got to deal with a debt ceiling. You've got to get a budget resolution. So everyone in the markets who are hoping for action on tax reform, that's not going to happen until later in the year. And I don't think we're going to get a tax bill enacted until well into 2018.
Hey, Greg, this is Tony Crescenzi at PIMCO. What do you think the odds are of a government shutdown, and what would the catalyst be? Some say that it perhaps would be money for the wall that Donald Trump wants to build.
Yeah, you know, the House is determined to come up with a pretty radical bill with deep spending cuts, money for the wall, things that Trump wants, but the Senate won't go along. And the Senate, of course, has Chuck Schumer, who I think in private is salivating over the option of a government shutdown. I think he feels it would backfire on the Republicans. So, Tony, I got to say, I think there's at least a 1 in 3 chance on October 1 we do have a shutdown.
OK, so where does that leave everything else? So we can't get health done. We're struggling with that. We don't have the numbers. Time's against us. That's looking pretty tough. We've got a shutdown potential. Are we going to see anything else on the agenda between now and the midterms?
Well, more contentious stuff for the president. In particular, the Russia sanctions bill, which passed by 98-2 in the Senate, which is stalled in the House. You've got, I think, a stalled infrastructure bill, not a lot to kill Dodd-Frank. So the agenda does look slow. I think for the financial markets, as long as the tax reform process continues to plod along very slowly, but as long as that process is alive, that's still a good story.